Native
Welcome
Honor Hours.
to the Native Honor Hours. We
You're
can't even do it
slow.
together. You're supposed to
I don't
welcome
think
our
we can
guests.
ever do anything together.
You're supposed to welcome our guests.
Close that door because otherwise people are going to call the security. Men are
Feds,
fighting in
feds.
there. Indians in there fighting.
Get him.
We have with us. Is he special?
No.
Special guest?
Yes, you are.
Ooh, Cassie's already starting.
His
to
name's
rant.
Ed, and he started
Chris-
on this name special.
Chrissy Channel. That guy from Rosebud.
No, not
Somebody.
Rosebud.
Watch it.
And he's special to some.
You know what? He's got, I'm sure somewhere along the line, he's got some Rosebud in him.
I think I do.
I have Oglala in me too.
We have a family.
That's why I'm so mean.
So
Family Facebook page, and one of our aunties one time said, "Oh, Grandma Rose was part Rosebud," and that like started a huge war.
Because they were so jealous.
So you see, they're already already blaming everybody right now. Well, I do have.
Because they're so jealous they're not the beautiful
Can-
Rosebud women.
Can we tell? Do we have any listeners?
I don't know,
At
I'm
least
not online.
Is my girlfriend listening to me?
Oh, hi, Monica. He did eat lunch, and believe it or not, I would have him stand up and turn around.
I
He's
changed
wearing
clothes.
black pants today.
I changed clothes.
Is she on?
No, nobody's on.
No, she did. Nobody's watching.
Oh, no one's even watching
Oh
us.
man, nobody.
This is
Well,
for
you
the
know
podcast.
what?
This is for the podcast.
Here's why.
here's
Because
their other-
Monica is the one who always advertises
We
it.
got a fourth wheel
Now we
now.
can get started.
Yeah.
Kizzy, Chrissy.
Kezzy, Chrissy, yeah.
Okay, let's get right to it.
Basically,
Yeah,
my,
but no one's listening.
my nickname
Well,
growing up, Sissy Chrissy.
Who was brave enough to call you?
No, Kenny said no
That's
one
what
is
my
listening.
nickname was. Because Joe and Nick used to always get in trouble and like steal
Because
stuff.
Kenny's got the two.
Make a lot, but I'd always get scared.
Because you were a good boy. My son John was like that. And you know what?
Kenny's got the technology, and he says no one is listening. So does anybody want to prove us wrong? And see,
Well,
this
it's
is-
because Monica wasn't here to put it up. Hitting the iPad really hard does. I'm trying
she's
to get you.
pretending that's my head. Thump, thump, thump. But yeah, we're back for our second week. Oh, Kizzy's gonna log on so we show at least one listener.
That's what I was wondering about.
Are you gonna do that too?
My iPad's frozen solid.
I can never do it.
Kind of like her brain.
No,
kinda
it's
cold.
because, Kizzy, can we put you in charge of advertising?
Sure.
I only put it up like 3 minutes ago because I was gone. Hey, 15 people have seen it since I put it up. Oh, never mind. This was from a few weeks ago.
All excited.
People are watching!
I do that all the time. When you record something, you watch it on DVR, I'll be like, oh man, it's gonna snow tonight.
I know. What do you mean 40 below zero?
Oh man, we're gonna have a thunderstorm tonight. I call people. Man, you better get the flowers in, or the plants in.
Clearly, we are not the brightest apples that ever fell off the tree.
You call me Apple again?
Yeah. Ooh. You are very sensitive about that.
Joni Mitchell.
I can see why. I almost got in a fist fight twice because of you and that word.
Listen to our audience. They didn't even like talking over us and everything. Cassie wants to do her corner right away. You can tell. But we have Chris Channel, one of our
New daddy.
new daddy.
Yeah.
I was
Is
asking.
Willow gonna make her
bring
her
Willow on
TV
sometime.
debut on the
Oh
radio
yeah.
show?
We were gonna do it today, but it was too cold.
Yeah.
Really cold.
Yeah.
It's like zero. Out
And
there.
I bet you don't get to take the baby out unless you ask first and have been cleared.
That's true. Yeah. I'm in no control.
No. I remember it's worse when you have a winter baby because it's really cold out and that's when all the germs are out. So you don't want to take that baby anywhere and you don't want anybody breathing on that baby during the winter.
Chris, when you take your baby out in public, do people?
Watch it. Lakota sandwich, just saying.
I was just gonna say.
Open faced.
No, I was gonna say, do they threaten to call the police for an Amber Alert because they're thinking that can't be your baby.
Yeah. Why is he doing with that baby?
Blonde hair and blue eyed. I'm holding my grandbabies like this and
Do you know what's really sad is all you Omaha men so jealous of the good-looking Lakota men. I'm sorry you couldn't be tall. I'm sorry you couldn't be good-looking like our men.
I'm not jealous.
You're jealous, man. You Omahas are jealous of these
Especially
big,
Sawi men.
good-looking
Hey,
Lakota
Cheyenne men's
men.
pretty good looking too.
That's because you
That's 'cause
intermarried
they're
with us.
Yeah. That's actually that used to happen to my
I'm
dad.
firing on
when
all
I was a little
cylinders
kid.
today.
Because one time he went to the barber shop and there's all these redneck guys. And my dad had really long hair at the time. And he was bringing me in. I was blonde hair and blue eyed. And I had really long hair at the time. And he's about to give me a haircut. And this other guy looked at the other guy. He's like, "Are you believe in this Fill in the blank.
He stole that baby.
Yeah.
That guy stole that white baby.
How old were you before they cut your hair?
I don't know.
It was our
No idea.
biggest fight. My boy's hair was down to about there, and it was in cute little braids in the back. My ex-husband picked him up, brought him back at the end of the weekend with a buzz cut.
So should we ask Chris?
I was telling a story, if you
I know,
don't
but it's
mind,
really
please.
boring.
No, I
It
believe
is
it
a
was
buzz
not.
cut.
Yeah.
It was a buzz cut story. Now, go ahead. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I thought I could speak for a minute, but I forgot. It's the Ed Show. Go ahead, Ed.
Thank you.
Share, brother. Me and Chrissy, you just sit here.
No, I was gonna. We invited him
Cross
in.
your arms. Give him the Lakota.
Oh, sorry. What time we
Oh, you couldn't stop talking. Listen to that.
No,
He
what-
said you invited me in. I'm gonna talk.
One time we went to the Badlands and they said, my dad said, "Oh, tribal member." They said, "Oh, okay, but your wife and your stepson have to pay." That's when I was really
Which, you know,
bummed.
which is really odd, because facially, you two look,
Oh, yeah.
facially,
It was
you,
just
Nick,
funny.
and your dad are all interchangeable.
His nickname is Lightning.
Flashlight.
Flashlight.
Yeah, my family all calls me Flashlight.
You know
Yeah.
what? Then he is Indian. If he's got the widest legs in the
Flashlight.
free world, he's an Indian man.
Yeah, they always.
They're
They
pretty
always say
skinny
that.
too, aren't
Tinging
they?
on yellow.
Who, my legs?
You got some skinny
No, I got
legs.
German legs.
Do you?
Yeah.
Thank
I lucked
God.
out. My brother's got really skinny legs. My dad has
You know who's-
tiny legs.
You know who's a spitting image of your dad out of your brothers?
Nick.
Nick.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just like, it's scary, man.
Yeah, Joey, me and Nick kind of look similar, but
Joey doesn't look
Joey
like you
doesn't
guys
look
at
like
all, but
any of
Nick
us,
does.
no.
Joey's got that pretty boy look.
Oh, yeah.
See, you and Nick
Totally
got that biker look from your dad.
Sarah
I mean,
knew
if you compare, you know, your dad and put the three brothers and your dad next to each other. They're like, Joey, no, you.
Yeah, he looks like my mom.
Oh, you.
He went as Monica Lewinsky one time for Halloween. He dressed up in a dress with a smudge on it. And he looked just like my mom in a wig.
What was the smudge for? I don't get it.
Kizzy,
He
can
was
you
smudging,
balance
I
this out over here? We've lost control of it.
But we're like, oh, look at mom.
Listening. And I hope my wife and my three granddaughters are listening to this.
I don't,
If
you
it
know
is,
what?
dear,
Well, it could
just
be
turn the
reported on
volume
the
down.
Here's what I can't believe. I don't think Monica's even listening.
You know, she probably isn't. She probably forgot.
Okay, but
Oh, it's Thursday.
you got to worry about your podcast listeners, though.
I don't even know how to access the pod.
Kenny, are we podcasting these? We put on YouTube, don't we?
I don't know. What do we do?
Kenny doesn't know.
Kenny.
Should we act?
Kenny.
We brought Kizzy in
Are
to
these
bring some.
podcasts so you can
some
watch
order.
them later?
Kid-
We don't know.
Kizzy, come and shake us up or something.
This is kind of like,
Yeah.
Kizzy, we need you.
Remember, we brought you in here to keep us on track.
Not we. I don't need to be on
We,
track. I'm
Oh,
good.
yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do.
She's getting. You might have to take
Ed,
that
I know.
out there. There's-
Ed never listens to, but on Pine Ridge, there's a radio station called Keeley.
Yeah.
K-I-L-I. And like, this is one of the things the DJs are like, okay, we're back.
Keely's in Pine Ridge.
I think we're back. Are we back? Yeah, okay, we're back.
They're my friend on Facebook. I love it.
Keely's
Every
in Pine
night he
Ridge.
posts
Yeah.
for the ladies. For the
It's
ladies.
in Porcupine, isn't it?
You know the thing about, and I hate to say this because I am an Indian, but I can listen to Indian music for about 30 minutes and I'm looking around on the radio for what else is playing. But Ken,
You gotta love Keeley Radio. It goes from like
amazing.
drum music to Def Leppard to
Yeah, you know-
Tanya Tucker.
You know what I did in my lectures today? What I incorporated?
Let me guess.
What was that?
You ate.
No, well, we did eat in the tribal government. Redbone. We talked about
You had the red bone?
Redbone.
Did he just die?
He died a couple years ago.
So another red bone just died.
Just
Might have been another
Yeah, I
brother.
wonder
Yeah,
who.
just
Why don't you sing it for us since we don't
Weren't
have
the
it?
last names like Vega?
Well, they were also Chicano too.
Yeah, like
Thank you.
Yeah.
You are Chico and the Man.
Brown
You know,
and
you- when-
I'm
when-
both.
You know when that show started with, what's his name?
Freddie
Uh,
Prinze.
No, more recent. He
Mario
had a
Lopez?
TV show, no, honey, you do not resemble Mario Lopez.
Back
As
in
much
my
as we
younger
wish
days.
Oh, I
you
know who
did.
you're talking about.
I can't stand Mario Lopez, so that's good.
George Lopez.
Now I've been
You
referred.
do look
I've
like
been
George
referred to
Lopez.
as an Indian George Lopez.
You do, well, you,
Got the big
I can
head.
see that.
it is, it's something about that noggin.
It's a pumpkin.
It's a
Big
pumpkin.
head.
It is.
Did-
Well, Chris
are
and I
you
were
the
talking
only one?
about
'Cause
I got a
size of
big
hats
head.
we have to wear.
I wear size
Because you
8.
got a big melon too.
Yeah.
But he's
Fitted
got
hats
the
don't
body
work.
to go with the melon.
You're like kids. Kids can't wear fitted hats.
No.
Why fitted
Oh, I can
hats?
fit it. I mean, the adjustable ones, those never fit because then they're like they crunch
It's
down.
because his brains
But I have
are
a
so
size
big.
8
He's so
hat,
smart.
big hat.
You, we don't know.
Chandler is smart.
We
I fell
don't
on my
know.
head a lot. It might be just concussed and swollen.
Yeah, how'd that happen? You turned out smart.
Me?
You're
No.
pretty smart.
Yes, you are.
I had like 4 concussions playing basketball. I was used to get concussions.
Well, no, that means you have to focus more though.
Oh yeah.
You know what? It scares me because my kids all had a lot of concussions in football, and now you read all the long-term effects and all the stuff. I want them all to have CAT scans, but they won't do it.
So
I
we
wanna
have
know
any
if this-
listeners yet, so we can get started.
Four.
Well,
We got 4 people?
That's Kizzy. That's
No,
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm not
4
on.
in this room have their iPads turned to it.
Whoever's listening, hello. You can contact me on
Probably Ed's family.
my Facebook
No, they're
page.
not even-
I'm not
You know,
on Native
Before I came
Honors.
to UNO, I had no idea who Redbone was. Until you guys
Yeah.
introduced me to it. I swear to
You
God.
know why,
Because,
though?
but like every time, I used to laugh at you guys. No, I didn't know that was like
Oh,
I didn't
you
have
never
no
heard that
idea.
song?
No, I heard it, but I didn't know it was Indians.
Oh, right, me neither.
But I always thought it was Red Bow because there's a Buddy Red Bow from Pine Ridge, and that's like house cleaning music when you grow up in a Lakota house. That's Sunday morning house
Yep.
cleaning music, and I was always like, why do they say?
You know, I don't
bone?
believe
They say
that because I don't
bone
believe
for me.
they clean their houses.
Oh, we got the cleanest house. Oh man.
Old man, you're this close to the line.
Wow.
I will take you out and do what the Lakota did to the Omaha many, many years
That was
ago.
I didn't
that-
say anything about.
We just lost 2 listeners. Cindy had to go intertribal on them. Jesus.
Listeners too.
We just lost 2
We'll
listeners.
we'll have a historical reenactment of the meeting between the Lakota and the Omaha.
You know what we need to do? We need to probably be a little bit more quiet because it'd be called security on us.
On you. They've tried on me.
These are getting crazy.
Oh man, I choked on my own goober.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
For sharing that.
No wonder we don't have any listeners, Kenny. Jeez.
Oh, it's my fault.
No,
Most
partially.
people I talk to say, gee, Cindy, you are so good. Why don't you get rid of Zendejas? I
Wouldn't
say,
know
Yeah.
what to do on the
I
show
say I
without-
can't.
Wow.
And then they ask her out on a date
Yeah,
right after that. What are
yeah.
you doing this Friday?
You know, the only thing I ever hear back, anything positive I hear about, yeah, you guys just gonna sit there and fight all the time.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah,
are,
you do.
this is what I hear. You guys are so funny.
I don't hear that.
I am.
They say that about me, making fun of you.
No. No.
All right, so Kizzy, are you gonna bring some
Okay,
sanity
I'm ready. I have a thing.
to- No, I
wanna-
think you're starting off with
Isn't that-
knucklehead.
That's the last part.
That's a good thing you got. That's
Knucklehead's the
good.
last part.
Oh, the senator guy, I heard about that. Is
I
that
guess,
for real?
no, he's not
No,
a senator.
It wasn't.
Or-
He's a
Republican county
he's a
official?
middle,
We-
he's a
we
lower to
have-
middle bureaucrat.
Hey, you know what my cousin put on Facebook after he read that?
What?
Go Pistons.
Ordinarily, back when we had some semblance of organization to this, Kenny's over there
I
laughing.
just got told
I said
I don't
some
get to talk till
semblance.
the end of the show.
We would have our knucklehead of the week segment.
Yeah, but now that's at the end of the
It
show.
was always at the end, wasn't it?
Okay, okay.
Show.
See,
Okay.
you just
I'm
wanted to
happy.
start off. I think what we usually did was, our general make fun of each other for about 15 minutes.
then do we
Are
turn
we
it
done
over
with
to
that?
you?
Until we figured out if anybody was actually listening.
I wish they could have got all the Indians up there before American Idol was up there. That would have been good.
No.
You know, I've never watched that show. I've never once
Yeah, it was just in Detroit.
watched it.
But
Yeah.
there was a Native American.
There
on
was.
Oh yeah, there was a girl.
There was one girl on there.
Yeah.
How about the girl on America's Next Top Model?
Oh, that no, we were
native
done
girl.
with that. She was actually pretty good.
We're done with that?
No, with the top model one. Remember that?
You know-
Yeah, she lost.
Let me just clarify.
Second place.
I am not your woman.
Thank
I am
you.
not your wife. You
Thank
do
you.
not give me that look or tell me what to do. I am your equal brother.
Or your side piece.
I am not your side piece.
Kizzy, would you get some order?
Yeah, Kizzy.
Okay, so this is the deal.
Kizzy, will you tell me when it's my turn to talk?
I will, because we always have time for you to talk.
Kizzy likes me better.
Kizzy's not.
Now,
She
you know
said it was
what?
past time for you to talk. That's what she
You put
said.
words in my mouth.
Is that what she said?
Put words in my mouth. I did not say that.
Kizzy, you are on his bad side. You do have
I
to
didn't.
talk a little
That's what I
louder.
thought.
I did not say it that way.
Okay.
So they're saying that the young lady that was on American Idol, her name is Arnisa Turner, and she's 20 years old, and she did receive a golden ticket. And she is a member of the Big Valley Band of Pomo Indians.
That's one of California
I was
tribes.
gonna ask you about that.
Is it? How do you? Will you spell the tribe, honey?
POM.
LMO.
But they always use
P-O-M-O.
band. I never saw that before. What's band?
Big
That's just,
Valley
It's this.
Band.
It's
That's what most of
it's the
California
same word
tribes
as
They call it band
tribe,
instead of
only they
tribe?
call
And they,
themselves a
don't,
band.
they call their reses like rancherias.
Rancherias, yeah.
Oh,
And in
that's
Canada, they're reserves.
See, if we had any California listeners, we'd ask them, but we don't.
And she is,
Hey,
she is
is my-
biracial,
We can just
African
rant.
American and Native American. And she is believed to be the first Native American to be selected for the main competition of American Idol.
Yeah.
Yay!
You know, the sad thing about that is if all the Indians in the country got behind that and voted for her, like on the phone, she still wouldn't come close. Because she, what, handful of Indians?
Maybe her African American following will come out. You know that there was a Native American woman who went all the way on Project Runway, and I think ended up like in second place or something. And I really wanted to support her, so I went to her website. She's charging $500 for a scarf.
Well, I think that's just
That's
kinda-
good.
Is it
Because
Channel?
none of her own
That
people.
is not
Because
acceptable.
none of her
Supply
own
and
people
demand,
can-
baby.
But
Supply
none
and
of her
demand.
own
Would you
people
pay?
can
Would you
afford
pay
it.
$500 for a sweatshirt?
No.
No, maybe she sold them
Yeah, you get it.
to your family at a lower.
Hey, all you gotta do is talk to her cousins and you can get it. You can get the Indian
Indian
price.
price.
Oh, well,
But you know
Can I
what?
get an Indian price?
I know.
Yeah.
She was odd. She was a little
Everyone
odd.
knows
I watched the whole
Give you
season.
$100 for a quality scarf.
You can go down to Bats and get knockoffs.
$500 for a scarf.
That's a lot. Well, I mean, come on, I can't.
I wouldn't buy it unless it was 90% off the clearance rack.
If she's getting $500
and
for a
then I got
scarf,
the
then good for
$10
her.
Kohl's cash, then I'd consider it.
Really?
I say if she's getting $500 for a scarf, good for her.
What?
But it's white people buying it.
When'd you turn into a capitalist, man?
I'm just saying, I want Indians to be successful.
Don't get me wrong, I agree with you,
Absolutely.
My uncle
You sit-
Pahaska used to get $5,000 for those buffalo skins.
You sit in
that
the
he would
class,
paint.
man, you was
and
like,
you know who
oh.
bought them? No Indians.
It was
You know who
all
bought them? People
socialist
from
stuff.
Europe.
Gretchen, we'll get some hide and get to work.
They got.
Me
they
and
would buy
Gretchen are
them
gonna
from
have
Europe.
some $500.
Pickles next.
Oh yeah, we worked out a fundraising plan
Yeah,
for pickles, popcorn, and water in the summertime.
Gretchen, don't listen to Ed. I
was a
thought I
good
trained you
idea.
better.
Pickles will sell. Yes.
It was a good idea, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah,
fine
people-
plan.
I think people will purchase pickles.
Yep, they will.
You think people will buy
I-
pickles?
One of my aunties one time called me and this is kind of funny. She wanted to know, and I'm not going to name which one, but they all know. When
Go
I
ahead
hit
and
it.
rat her out, man.
She wanted to know if I wanted to buy Charmaine some pre-owned purses. Not used.
I know, wait a
Not
minute.
Segunda,
Were they-
not
were-
secondhand,
Were
pre-owned.
they designer?
Exactly. And
don't know.
And then that's considered something on consignment now.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with
No.
a nice brown handbag, Mr. Channel.
No.
There's nothing wrong with it.
No.
Don't be hating on her,
A
man.
nice coach.
It was funny. But the funny thing was she was down at Bats trying to sell it too.
She's down at Bats trying to sell. Gently used purses.
Your aunt's gonna get you. You know that.
And if it's the aunt I think it is, I'd be scared.
I have like 40, 50 of them.
I'd say, come on
You
down.
know, mine
She'll
are all,
just laugh
I have
at me.
one uncle left. One uncle left
You
living.
have 40 or 50 aunties?
The
And they were Indians,
Yeah,
yeah.
Indians. Everyone's your auntie.
They are.
Because
Your
your
aunties.
because your dad's first cousins are your aunties.
Here's how it is, at
Yeah.
least with Rosebud, or I guess not all Lakotas, that might be different. Your mother's sisters' children are your sisters and brothers, and your aunties are your mothers. Your uncle's children are your cousins, and your uncle is your uncle.
Wow.
Your
Repeat that now, Kizzy.
Was that not clear?
was that
No, your aunt. So your mom's sisters are your aunties.
Are my moms.
No, you're your moms, and then her, and then your cousins are
Their kids
brothers
are my
and
sisters. Exactly.
And then your uncle's
My
kids
uncle's kids are my
your
cousins,
and
right.
your uncle is just your uncle.
Right.
and your
See, I got
grandparents?
it.
Your grandparents' brothers and sisters are your grandparents.
Yep.
Oh.
But then your aunties,
Grandparents.
your aunties, like Willow has a 24-year-old grandma.
Yeah.
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 Because your aunties then turn into your grandparents of your
you
kid.
know, that it happens for me.
Is that Omaha
You
way?
know, it's mortifying.
Pretty
My
close.
my granddaughter
cousins.
in Indian Way came up
Oh.
to spend the summer with me.
Oh yeah.
It's
And
just
we
your
would
brother
be
and
like
your
in
sister.
Hy-Vee or something, and she'd
Oh.
be like, "Grandma, Grandma."
We have cousins.
I know. What?
So,
what
so
are you
you
talking
got
about?
anything else for us? So good for
Good for her.
good for her.
Good for her.
If she makes it any further, we'll
Never once
mobilize
watched that
all our
show.
7 listeners to vote for her.
Yeah.
I can't watch that
That's
show.
gonna,
I'm too
that's
busy.
gonna put her over the top.
I'm too busy on the Discovery Channel
Oh, I
watching
love-
The Legend of Mick Dodd. It's
I'm
about
into
this.
it.
Or
Way-
$10 billion Bigfoot hunter bounty.
What?
Wait,
The
don't
10
even go there. Uncle Ed will
billion
tell you where to go
dollar
to see the actual
Bigfoot hunter
Bigfoot
bounty.
itself.
It's
10
a show.
billion?
Yeah, it's a show. It makes
No,
no
they
sense.
took a picture of Bigfoot up on Omaha Res.
He's convinced
Do they?
that Bigfoot
Yeah.
lives on the Omaha Red.
Yeah.
What?
He
my
is.
brother,
No, dead
my brother
serious.
Barry Webster, you talk about making some money. He calls it res squatching. He runs tours,
Oh, that's awesome.
You
People
know,
come up on the
that
red.
just made me
No,
go
no,
in a
no,
totally different way.
Listen.
Squatching.
He charged, he'll put on Facebook, going out res squatching tonight, and he charges 5, 10, whatever people help pay for gas. And then one of my cousins on the Mexican side, her husband, he was watching, we posting stuff on finding Bigfoot, and he said, yeah, I'd like to go out and one of these, and I said, hey, one of my relatives up on Omaha Res he calls it res squatching. If you want to go up there, man, he'll take you on a tour, it costs some money. And he said, oh, okay, he was all into it, and says, ask him how much you charge him. Who am I kidding? I don't watch. And so I contact Barry, and I said, Barry, I got somebody, he's going to bring some of his
Was it
fellows
John
up there."
Powers?
No. No, you don't.
That's awesome.
But he said, yeah, they want to come up, instead of, they wanted to, he says, is there any casinos? Because they want to make like a weekend out of it. And so he said, yeah, I got about 10 guys, we want to come up and, do it, look for Bigfoot. And so Barry was
Look for Bigfoot and gamble.
yeah, and Barry was like, he's like, what shall I charge him? I said, well, think of a crazy number and double it. I said, because they're looking for a good time, something different, and there's like 10 of them, and so he did, and he made a pretty good night. And then I said, you might be onto something.
Do you
brother."
think Nick would dress up as Sasquatch? We could make some
You
cash.
get shot.
If Nick,
You and I could do tours. We'll take them out. We'll have
My-
Nick dress up as Sasquatch and go.
yeah,
My dad used to-
We could put it on
My dad used to
Facebook
dress
and
up like that.
advertise.
No, he's on Facebook.
We could advertise.
If you pull up Res Squatching on Facebook, he has a group.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Squatching.
That's this story, this show, The Legend of Mick Dowd, or I don't know if that's his name, but it's a half hour and it's on one of the Discovery Channels. And he's a man who for the last 25 years has lived deep in the woods in Washington. And so these people were in his, what he calls
Is he
his
Winnebago?
area. No.
Oh, he's a rose butter.
I'm gonna smack you. I don't care. Where's the cane? Give it to me. Give it to me now. Kizzy,
Just
pass
not
it
in
over.
the head. Just don't hit
Just
me
not in the head.
Hit me in
So,
the arm. Just don't hit me
so
in the
there's
head.
this
No brain
this
damage
group of
allowed.
people in what he calls his area. You know, you don't own the national park, but he's got his area, and they're playing music, and he's really mad. So he gets his winter clothes out, and it's furs. So he puts all this fur on, and he's got fur over his face. He scared the hell out of him. He'd go behind the bushes and go, and these people, what is that? What is that? Oh my God, I see fur, I see fur. These people, it showed them just hitting the road super fast. It was the funniest thing I ever saw. And you know, they're gonna tell everybody they know that they saw Sasquatch
Well,
up in Washington.
My brother Barry on the res swears that there's Sasquatch up there. And you know what? I don't doubt it.
You know, if Sasquatch was gonna live anywhere, it'd be on the.
Did you see the one there where they went to Pine Ridge? When
Oh,
they-
they're up in Pine Ridge all the time at bats.
No,
They win it all the time at bats.
no, they did
You
a
see him down at White Clay too.
discover. No, that's the zombies.
No.
That's what we're saying. We're gonna go zombie hunting.
See him come staggering back from White Clay. They're there all the time.
My little cousins do that. They call it zombie hunting. They do counting coup with people in White Clay. I shouldn't say that. That's like how they. I don't know. They
You know what else someone posted?
Have you
on
seen those
Facebook?
dunking videos?
Oh,
Where
yeah.
like the people dunk on, they put the Nerf hoop up,
Yeah.
and they dunk on people. Well, I don't know.
Wait a
Some
minute.
people I
he's-
knew did a video of that, like that in White Clay. These kids I knew, and they go, oh man, they got in trouble, but it was really funny.
You are so. Some people I know.
Actually, about a week ago, someone posted on Facebook that they saw 3 little people running up to the cemetery. They were dark, and
I believe in little people.
I was gonna say that was that day Cindy was up there with.
Thank you for saying I'm little.
they're
People
like-
don't usually
like 3
say that.
feet tall.
I'm good with that as long as I'm
Running
little.
across the
Just
highway
keep
up to the
using the word
cemetery.
little. I'm fine with it.
So they were talking about.
Oh, honey, except remember I'm Lakota, not Omaha, so that 3 feet tall thing doesn't work.
No, that's
True.
was that Smoke Signals who they said was 3 Geronimo. Them Apaches are like 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's probably Apaches they saw running
It was
across
before.
the
It was before they met Omaha.
You know, I think there's some crazy things going on there is. I don't.
You know, my cousin truly believes in aliens. Wait a minute. Is anybody in
Illegal
my family?
aliens?
There's no
Okay.
one listening. Kenny, is there anybody listening?
You know, though, it's my family, so it might take a week,
I know,
it might
3
take
of them
2
are in
weeks,
this
it might
room.
take 3 weeks, but I'll get the call.
Well, that's
She
fair.
truly believes in aliens, and she swears to God, and she doesn't drink, so we got to take that out of the mix. She swears to God she saw a 7-foot alien that was white and glowing in the dark on the res. You can't talk her out of it. She truly believes it. I said, "Are you sure it wasn't my first husband naked?"
On which rest?
But she was sure it was not. Rosebud right up at He
Are you
Dog
sure they were swimming in that river? What's that river called? Where you turn white?
chases a woman.
I don't know.
Do you want me to invite Barry down here and talk about res squatching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Where's that one? Was that a show for Brady and those guys?
Could we go red squatching?
I want to go res. How much is he going to
You want to
charge
go
us?
res squatching?
Yes,
In
I
the
want to go
spring and
red
summer.
squatching.
Do you?
Yes.
Kenny, do you want to go res squatching?
Kenny, you have to go. We can't
Oh,
go.
I have an idea. I have an idea.
You get shot.
Let's do an intertribal student council res squatching tour. He took
Yes.
us up there. You want to do that?
I'm
I'll
not
see if
sure
I
I
can-
want to be in the dark
I'll
with
see if I can get the
intertribal.
Indian rate.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll
absolutely.
trade.
Can we get the
No,
Indian
we'll
rate?
trade some popcorn, pickles,
Right.
I'll make
some
it.
cans of pop for a res squatching tour.
You
I'll
know
go up
what?
there, but I'll just make it a Pender and just stop there.
Really?
No, I'm gonna stop at Decatur at the Green Lantern.
No, that's why isn't Pender the other bar?
Yeah, no, the Green Lantern in
Pender's
the bar.
off.
It's a
Pender's a
restaurant.
little off
Homer?
though.
Yeah.
No, to get up there, you drive through Tacoma, then Herman, then Decatur, then res.
All right. I'm thinking on the other side. I'm thinking about.
Whenever I
the
drive up there, I'm usually pretty sick.
Yesterday,
Or have a broken
heading
bone.
to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was driving home from Winnebago, and the wind was horrible. So I was driving 45 miles an hour. Yeah, I know I'm old, and I'm okay with it.
No, you can't drive any faster than that up on the res.
But this guy, you know how they make the hay into those round things? Wind
Called
hit
bales.
this. I thought bales were square.
Another type of square
It's
bale.
kinda-
Round bales?
Can't you hear the agricultural guy? It's still a bale, isn't it, if it's
Yeah.
round? See?
It fell off the top of his truck.
On
And
your
so I
car?
just stopped. No, I was behind him. So I just stopped. And he kind of, and the truck was kind of doing like that and stuff. And I thought, oh my God. And so I got my phone out to call somebody. Well, I don't get service. So I just watched for a minute and he pulled his thing off and he got out of the
Pulled
truck.
his
And
thing off.
So he pulled the truck off and got out. And I thought, do I stop and offer to help? Or do I just keep
Pick
driving?
that thing up.
So I just kept driving.
Yeah,
I
you
know,
roll
it
it?
felt like the right thing to
think it
do.
was-
You know,
might
it
have
felt
been-
like
might have
stopping
been-
was the right thing to
Push
do.
the bale
I
out the
thought about it.
What are you gonna do?
I seriously thought about it, but it was too cold, so I just real slowly
You know how much
drove
lung
around.
capacity you'd have to do
Waved
to
at him
attempt
and I was
that?
doing, hi.
Might have been Bigfoot that knocked it off.
Sasquatch. We call it
Red.
Sasquatch.
No, you guys want to go res squatching?
Yeah.
Go?
Yeah, it sounds like a trip.
Okay, give me how many people are gonna go, and I'll see if I can set it up with him.
Red squatching.
Discuss it at our next meeting.
We're not going anywhere till it's, I'm not res squatching in the cold.
Squatch.
Yeah, you
Res
crazy.
squatching in the cold.
Spring.
Okay, well, whenever Kenny wants to go now, huh? Yo, Sasquatch is out there when it's cold. Yeah,
Right, that's what I was thinking, like next
because he's
weekend.
got
It's
that
a little-
fur and stuff on him.
About 15.
No, someone will shoot you. I'm telling you, if you dress up like Sasquatch,
Nobody can take guns.
someone will shoot you.
No,
'Cause you know,
they're not out there to kill.
Don't tell, but I think I might scare you guys. I might dress up like Sasquatch and stand behind the bushes and go,
What's any different than what you do now? Other than
My dad dressed up like Sasquatch in the Black Hills, and
and he fit right in.
no, he dressed up in the Black Hills and scared all my cousins when they were younger.
When
One of
we-
them peed, and we still make
I
fun
know,
of him
and
to
in
this
the
day.
Omaha,
He put a big fur coat on and a big
Oh.
fur hat,
it's,
kind of like
it's
Ed
good
has.
though to do that. When I was little, and I understand the Omaha word for Chi-Chi is different than what
No.
the Lakotas called it, because we had the Chi-Chi man, and you couldn't leave the 10 acres, because if you did, the Chi-Chi man could get you. And what they were doing was trying to protect us. They didn't want us to
every
leave the
time you
10
say
acres.
that, I just gotta cringe.
That's why I'm gonna say it. Me and Chandler are gonna say it. We're gonna call you that now. But so one day we're all out in the
No.
field, and out of nowhere comes this big furry head. My cousin screamed and started running. One of them passed out cold right there. So I stayed with the cousin that was passed out, and my aunt pulled
No,
the thing
please
off.
don't
She
do
was
that.
dressed up as the Chi-Chi man. She scared us to death. So I might dress up as the Chi-Chi man for the res squad.
There's a lot of people passed out cold on Rosebud.
Different reasons. It wasn't the Chi-Chi
And
man that
Valentine,
was
too.
involved. I don't even like to.
Kenny,
I
is
don't
it
even
time
like
to
to go
go?
into
Are
Valentine.
we done?
Let's bring on Cassie.
It's a good, you know what, it's a good thing we're not on regular radio.
Normalcy.
Oh, now we're not normal.
I guess not.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to welcome our dear Cassie's
Did we do anything in
Corner.
that segment?
We did. We Sasquatched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We sassed and we quatched.
We sashed and we squashed. Okay, you guys, we're back. We're back to the Make Some Sense segment, okay? All right, here we go.
I'm going to stand out here and twerk while she's doing it.
Okay. Basically, I don't have a lot of things to tell you guys that's going on, but I do have a few things. And first of all, we have the nice OPS powwow coming up on Saturday from 1 to 5, and they will be feeding at 5 o'clock. Let's see, next.
I'll be there.
Yeah, so come out and enjoy and dance with all the young people, the youth. This is a youth powwow, so let's come out and support our young people. Also, the transitional art show with Donnell Keeler's artwork and Donnell Keeler and Steve Tamayo. Their artwork is being featured at Dixie Quicks, and that's on 157 West Broadway in Council Bluffs. So that is going to be there until Saturday, February 1st. So go over there and show your support for our native artists. Okay, next item. Oh, on February 2nd, there will be a birthday dance, or actually a birthday hand game, and dinner for Melanie Sleeper. Melanie Sleeper will be celebrating her 40th birthday, so at Power Landing. So come out and support Melanie Sleeper on her 40th birthday. Let's see, we'll talk about a couple of things coming up. Our Native Book Club in February will be the 19th, and we are reading Motorcycles and Sweetgrass, and it's a Trickster Nana Bush story, so it's really, really a fun story to read. So anyone is welcome to come to our book club, and it's the third Wednesday in February, and we meet at Village Inn Pancake House.
Free pie.
Free pie, you guys. You get a slice of free pie. Okay. And let's see, what else have I got here? Oh, I don't know if anybody can get down to the Lincoln Indian Center tomorrow, but they are having a will writing workshop. And that is scheduled at 1 o'clock. So if you're interested in learning anything about how to write a will, they will be doing a workshop at the Lincoln Indian Center tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was, I always like to talk a little bit about a day in our history. And if you guys go to Indian Country on the internet, there's a good article on there about Baker's Massacre that occurred on January 23rd, 1870. And the title of the article is called Native History, Major Attacks Wrong Indian Village Doesn't Care. So go onto the internet, go to Indian Country, and read that interesting article, and it's about another Native massacre that happened to our people, and there were 173 people that were killed in that massacre, and that was up in Montana. So I believe that's it for me today, and let's bring back the comedy duo.
No, the comedy's outside praying. Burning sage.
Burning sage.
Way to leave on an upbeat note.
Yeah.
173 Indians massacred. Have a good day. See that? Like, I was over there. Oh crap! I remember reading that and thinking, the guy after he kills 173, and as usual he goes and tells everybody, oh man, I fought 150 brave warriors, and he gets all the accolades about, then come to find out there was like maybe 10 young
10
teenagers that was there. Well, we have a new listener. Who's our new listener?
Aaron Ferguson.
Oh, Aaron. Is that he or she?
He.
Yeah, because Aaron. It's
Right.
Okay, so Kizzy, are you gonna become our?
Oh man, she smells like cigarettes.
A couple listeners said that her iced tea looks like whiskey.
Hey, so
You see who I work with? It might be.
Aaron's my good friend.
Oh yeah, Aaron. Good
Hey,
job.
Aaron.
All right, so we left on a downer. She talked about a massacre.
That's all I got.
Kizzy, you know you can't talk about anything serious. What the hell is wrong with you?
Kizzy and Cassie.
Oh, Cassie.
Yeah, Cassie.
No, Cassie was trying to educate us, Ed.
Kizzy,
That's
Cassie,
the
Chrissy.
educational portion of the show.
Because you don't get anything educational out of me and Cindy. Oh no, don't break out
yeah,
the
you
poem.
Want me a poem?
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is
All
hilarious.
right, we'll let Cindy read this. And then,
Okay.
she's dying to.
the cat in the hat on aging. I cannot see, I cannot pee. I cannot chew, I cannot screw. Oh my God, what can I do? My memory shrinks, my hearing stinks. No sense of smell, I look like hell. My mood is bad, can you tell? My body's drooping, have trouble pooping. The golden years have come at last. The golden years can kiss my ass.
Yeah, that's pretty much the story of your life. Okay,
I liked that.
we can move on now.
Ooh, hey. Let's play this game for Ed. If Ed got arrested, what would you think he would be arrested for?
Politeness.
I don't see you getting arrested. You're just not the arrest type.
He'd get arrested for
defending somebody that's being abused.
filming outside of a bank.
How would I get arrested for that?
Well,
For filming on private property in the road.
I have to tell you, for doing what?
Filming
For
on
filming on
private
private
property.
property.
Yeah, I almost did get, I don't know if they would have arrested me, but I would have, I was about ready to go to jail this past summer, one of my charges.
Yeah.
Because the judge was, saying we couldn't testify about certain things, we couldn't do this, and it was like half of our defense. And my client was sitting there, he was gonna testify, but he said, I'm gonna have to go up there, I've been listening to these witnesses, he said, and they've been saying to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. He said, I can't tell the whole truth because the judge says I couldn't say that stuff. So on my closing, and I was gonna go up there and say, you know what, I'm just gonna say some stuff, and I was really frustrated. I said, I don't care. And the judge was about ready to throw me. I mean, I was in trouble from the start.
Was this on the res?
No, it was in federal court.
Oh, so you judges were serious.
Yeah, I know, and that's how come I told them. I said, you know what, I'm kind of we had a break right before we were going to start. They said, look, I've had it. I don't care if he does throw me in jail. I'm gonna. And they said, no, I don't. I appreciate what you did. No, I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to get arrested. So I was going to do it. So I probably would have
Prove a point.
I probably would have got arrested for contempt of court.
Would they have made you wear the orange suit?
Nah, they just probably would have. They have a cell in the federal. They probably just would have threw me back there until I apologized.
Would you even have to change your clothes?
Probably not.
I saw Ed in a tribal court educate the judge. I wanted to laugh so bad, but I knew if I did, it would go bad. But this tribal court judge had no idea what he was doing, and Ed was educating him. And this is the Ed we all see, the funny, laughy Ed. When Ed puts on his lawyer face, it's a whole different vibe. No,
I would
that's
like
your.
to see lawyer.
Don't do
Professor
that
Ed.
face.
I've never seen it before, but I would
Yeah,
like
Ed's
to
gonna
see
have to do it.
lawyer.
I've seen the lawyer, and even I would be quiet for a minute or two and listen. My
Yeah.
eyes got big. I kind of sat back and thought, "Whoa,
We're
he's
gonna-
good."
We're gonna take on selective service, me and Ed.
No, that would be federal and not get thrown in jail for that. No, that's the man. You don't mess with the man. He's
I know.
the Great White Father, man. There's a reason why they call him the Great White Father.
One of my, this is kind of a funny jail story. One of my grandpas got arrested, but it's just for outstanding
How many times?
speeding tickets. And he had just hit at bingo, so he was trying to pay his bond right there to the cop, and the guy was like, no, you can't do that. So they took him to jail in Rapid, and my cousin, or my uncle, went to bail him out, and he said, and they were laughing because they said when they went in to get him, it was like old home week in there, and he said, oh, tell him I'll be out in a second. He said to finish the story.
And you know what? Those are nasty jails. You don't have. They never keep you long on the res jail. The sentences
this was
are
in
much
Rapid.
lighter.
The
res jails are not nice.
All I can say is that time when I said that you weren't there because you got arrested, man, her family was, oh, what happened? And I said, oh yeah, we got to start raising bail. Oh, your daughter even called
I'm
me.
at home studying, so I don't have the radio show on and I have my phone off. My daughter comes barreling through the front door and she goes, what'd you get arrested for? I was like, what? She goes, Ed said that you were arrested by the feds, and Aunt Margie called me, and Toy called from South Dakota, and they want to know what you got arrested for. I was, first of all, what the hell is wrong with you? What do I do that the federal... That the
Well, see,
feds
that-
would pick me up?
that's
Well,
the thing
I
that
hear
was-
what you say on that show, and I
That's
know
the thing
some
that
of
was
it's
so
bad.
funny to me was that your relatives actually, Yeah, she could get arrested.
Yeah, my own sister.
It's entirely in the realm of possibility. We better see
Littering.
what's going on.
Good
Littering
news
cigarette
is,
butts.
my family came together and they would have had at least $45 for bail.
To bail, wow, okay.
And that was all of them put together.
That's something. That's a
I
start.
know. I couldn't believe they believed it. And I said, Sarah, of all people, she's, well, I know what you say, and it's always against the federal government.
After like, when I used to be younger, after like 1 in the morning, if I didn't have enough money for bail, I'd answer the phone. If it was a collect call, and I'd be like, oh man, I ain't got it, sorry. But if I did have the money, I didn't answer it because I didn't want to lie.
Well, and you know what? It comes across as restricted. The minute you see that restricted, you know somebody's calling you from jail. Or a 444
I was gonna say
phone
the
number.
444 number.
I
Every
got
time
it.
the 444, my, oh, no. And you-
Sorry, I ain't
I
got
know.
it.
Everybody knows what that means on this little panel here.
Kenny, you know what that
Everybody,
means?
everybody know what the number is to not only Douglas County Jail, but the Lancaster County Jail.
Yeah.
One.
Will
Yep.
you accept a collect
How
call?
come that is? It's just when you get minority folk around, everybody knows what they. Oh no, that's Douglas County Jail.
Because
No, that would be everybody's the expert on that.
Because every minority has that one person in your family.
or 10 or 20.
20 or 30 or a whole group of family members that it is just their almost God-given right to constantly get arrested. And who do they call? You.
I was joking. No,
Whoever has a
And
job.
it's not a collect call either because it's a collect call, but they always say from an inmate at.
I know.
As soon as they say inmate at, turn it on.
You know,
I should not have picked that up.
we were joking around, but it's serious. We were counting. Yeah, I think my relatives have committed every single major crimes in the Major Crimes Act.
I made Sarah put her-
Kidnapping, yeah, with that one. Unfortunately, murder, actually, a couple of those.
Yeah. But it wasn't their fault. They were forced. They were forced to kill. It wasn't their fault.
That's what they. No one's.
Yeah.
It's
Are
not
you?
It was
fault
never their
ever.
fault.
I don't
They were
know.
forced.
But anyway,
Sarah put your number in her phone, just in case.
just in case, huh?
Sarah's got Ed's number in case.
You know, I would
she
answer
goes.
if it was Sarah.
Well, she knows better than to call me, so it's
If
you
it-
should
if
be
it's-
calling.
If it comes up Cindy Krafka, I'm like, no.
If it was in the middle of the night, you'd answer it and you'd come get me. You would never let me live it down.
My
But you
wife
would
would
come
make
get
me. My wife would make.
I love Monica.
I know. You better be grateful for that.
Well, you're a lawyer. Isn't that kind of like you're supposed to do that? Isn't that-
No, it's not
It's
like
not like he's like a doctor.
No. You know what the Indian Civil Rights Act says?
What?
And you get arrested on a res? You know, if you're outside the res, if you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. If you get arrested on the res, you know this, don't you? I'm sure your relatives do.
Well, you just go to the drunk tank.
No, the police, when they arrest you, they'd say you have a right, to an attorney at your own expense.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's because you weren't paying attention that day in federal Indian
Well, I
law.
never know they said at your own expense.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine because the lawyers on the res aren't even real lawyers anyway. What'd you graduate with? Education degree? Tribal lawyer.
Yeah.
No, actually, one of our own, Ben Harlan, is now the assistant
I
prosecutor.
know, I saw him down there. I couldn't believe it.
My tribal court system.
Where, at
there's-
Macy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
He is so not a lawyer.
there's two. Oh, he was talking smack with me though. Had a case up there back. I can't remember what it was. And he was like, "Why don't you just plead this one guilty? We got you dead to rights." I said, "Really? You reading the same file I'm reading?" "Oh no, we got you. We're gonna jury trial. Who wins?" Thank you. We did. So afterwards, I didn't want to gloat too much, but I had a little.
Oh, Wanda
You
says
not
if we
glow?
take time off, that's why when people don't listen, because we take time off. So I blame you because I'm always ready to go.
Well, that's when you play the best of. Like every other
We don't
radio
have
show.
best of. We just have
Current.
no best of, just up.
Current episodes.
Because there is no best.
Well, we promised.
Don't
We've
you, like-
decided that we're going to do it every Thursday at 3. If I can't be there, he'll invite somebody far less interesting to be his co-host. And when he
And
can't
less
be here,
beautiful.
girls show.
Yeah, be talking about the royal wedding again.
Don't they,
You know, the last girls show we had, Mario,
Yeah, I
Ed's
know.
brother, was still with us. And we talked about what we did with our wedding rings.
You know what, you guys,
I
You guys
threw mine
traumatized
away.
him.
We talked about it, and when we were walking out, I said, "Where are you going, Mario?" He goes, "I'm gonna go call my ex-wife and see where the ring is."
You know, my
He
dad.
never got over that. What you guys did to
we
him.
talked
guys
about
mess
the
with
royal
him.
wedding.
You know how my dad used to get out of wearing a wedding ring? Wedding. I can't even
ring?
say it right. Scares me. He used to tell my mom that it would get caught on the rim when he was playing basketball, so it would tear his finger off. He's lying.
He was lying
He
through
couldn't
his
get up that
teeth.
high.
How come you don't wear a wedding ring? Because
I
you
don't-
have one through your nose?
No, because I don't need one.
Why?
Because my wife knows I love her even without a ring on.
I agree with you. I don't even like wear jewelry anyway.
Hello.
I know, I can't, I don't
It
like
drive
wearing
me
jewelry.
nuts. I don't know.
Like,
Well,
why.
it's not jewelry, it's your wedding
It's your,
ring.
if not, you should at least,
It's a ring.
It's
Are
a
we-
ring. I don't.
when,
It's
how, are we
special.
ever going to marry? Or is this something we're discussing?
We're in the long-term plan. Yeah, we're engaged.
It took my son 10 years because he wasn't sure he was ready for the commitment. They
Oh.
had 3 kids and a house.
But originally it was.
But he wasn't sure he's ready for the
symbol of
commitment.
ownership with their animals.
Oh, honey, I own my husband.
There's really
Yeah,
no reason.
I get married
once we
again,
find
that
the
man.
You know, there's
paperwork-
really no
Right.
reason to get married.
Yeah, you went and pawned
I
about
got
2 of
paperwork
them.
on you.
I threw one away and pawned the
Pawned
other one.
Okay. Well, should we talk about, some other things?
We got a native birthday coming up.
Who's, oh yeah, Cindy.
Birthday.
Oh, see that? She's here to keep us on track.
We got a birthday coming up.
And you'll like this
Name is
one.
Maria Tall Chi.
Oh.
She was the first prima
She
ballerina.
knows
Yeah.
all about her.
Native American.
We talked about her. It's because of her my mom made me take ballet for 14 years.
Oh, wow.
And if I would complain about it, she would say, "If Maria can do it, you can do it."
Yeah, and she
Yeah, she's all about
recently
miracles.
passed.
Yeah, she did
recently
last year.
passed.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
April
Yeah.
11th.
So it's
of
really not her
last year.
birthday.
Well, her birthday is
Yeah, it is.
technically the 24th.
After I'm
sir.
dead, my
Excuse
birthday
me.
will still
I
be
still
March
want you to
30th.
celebrate my birthday after I'm gone.
Okay, but
It's a day for you to party.
Just have some pure leaf unsweetened iced tea. Mwah.
You know who else I kind of want to talk about before we go?
Let me talk, man. Let me talk.
Been talking all.
you have a Facebook message.
I have a Facebook message. I can't talk now.
You want me to see? I'm ready.
Let me go. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm going first.
All right.
Okay. This is an article in the paper. And you know what? Be quiet. I'm asking you. No, I'm telling you.
Okay, go ahead.
You talk during my story, it's on like Donkey Kong.
She loves that face.
I do. A Republican county official in Michigan is in hot water after making racial comments about Detroit, including the idea that the city should be turned into a detention center for all the Indians. In a recent interview for a profile by The New Yorker titled "Drop Dead Detroit," Oakland County Executive L. Brooks Patterson, in case you want to contact him, L. Brooks Patterson admitted, "Anytime I talk about Detroit, it will not be in the positive. Therefore, I am called a Detroit basher. The truth hurts, you know. Tough shit." Patterson recalls telling his children to get in and get out if they needed to go to Detroit. And before you go to Detroit, you get your gas out here. You do not, under any circumstances, stop in Detroit at a gas station. That's just a call for carjacking, he said. Patterson also proposed a fix to Detroit's financial problems. Turn the city into a reservation for Native Americans. I made the prediction a long time ago, and it's come to pass. I said, what we're going to do is turn Detroit into an Indian reservation where we herd all the Indians into the city, build a fence around it, and then throw in the blankets and corn. Oh my God, that hurt. After Detroit officials and activists reacted with outrage, Patterson's office released a statement accusing The New Yorker of having an agenda.
Did they?
So the story goes on, but here, guess who fought that fight? Al Sharpton, which was wonderful
I've always
of
liked
Al
Al Sharpton.
Sharpton to do,
He's the
but
man.
why wasn't it a native? Why is Al Sharpton fighting our battles? Where were our leaders to stand up and say that was wrong? Thank you, Reverend
Because it's so
Sharpton. Come
ludicrous,
with
you don't have
us.
to
Yeah,
answer it.
looking at a picture of this clown because he looks like he would say something like that.
You know who their favorite?
Yeah.
Can I say something?
But Al has the platform to.
Can I say something here?
I say Al has the platform.
Can I speak
to do
now?
that.
You may speak.
Oh,
Okay.
wait, real quick before you speak.
No, you
You
may
know who
not.
their favorite football player would be?
Who?
If we all went to Detroit?
Who?
Sue.
That's
I
you
just
can
thought of
top
that.
that, go ahead and speak.
All right, go ahead.
No, my only point,
It's good to see you laugh. You've been very serious as of late.
stoic.
Stoic.
No, serious. You couldn't do stoic if you tried.
No, my only statement to that is I agree, and I was actually,
What, you agree that we should be put on a reservation?
no, he was an
In
knucklehead.
Detroit.
Oh,
that was going to be my suggestion for Knucklehead of the Week. He's probably going to win because what we want to do is have, knuckleheads every week and kind of see who's the bigger knucklehead. It's like who wins, and because I think Dan Snyder was up until our last show, he was knucklehead all the way up to the.
this guy
up to
wins
the
out.
end. So I would say,
Yeah, I would definitely say
he's
he
definitely knucklehead he's probably going to be reigning knucklehead for a while. But my only thing I would say to that is that type of ignorance is not limited to GOP or Democrat
No,
or
it's not.
independent.
I agree.
So to me, the fact that he was a Republican
Is irrelevant.
is
Right.
irrelevant.
Has
The
nothing
fact
to
that
do
he
with
is
the
an
ignorance.
elected official.
An elected
what's
official
scary.
is relevant because I think
Republicans don't hold the corner on dumb.
that's my exact my
No.
exact point. You go to
They own quite a bit of that real estate, but not the whole corner.
Right.
but,
I had to
but
say
it comes
They tell the doorman who to let
everyone.
in.
There's ignorance all over the place.
It is. I agree with you 100%.
And I wouldn't mind them turning Detroit over. I bet like Lance Morgan.
You know what? Here was my theory. You do that, and within 3 years, Detroit will be a strong, thriving city again, and we will have planned how to take the rest of it.
So long
Why
as-
don't we
as
make it
long
like
as we keep-
Miami or something?
There'll be a nuke
Right.
coming out of
As
there.
long as we keep the
Phoenix,
Dakotas out on that one corner.
Just give us
You
Hawaii.
better, because we'll take over.
Give us one of the Hawaiian islands.
We'll
Just
have
ship us
to,
all down there.
we'll have to leave a little door in the fence so the Omaha can run out when the Lakota get mad. Oh, I love saying stuff like that because it just stops you for a minute. Just for a minute. He's trying
Could
to
you
think of
imagine
something to say.
all the late model cars?
I know.
all the old,
all the res
all
cars.
the res cars. It'd be like coming home. Here comes the Pontiacs back, and we ain't talking about Indians.
My sister's listening and she says I look pretty. I love you. You get a good present next year too for Christmas. Thanks. Notice she didn't say anything about you. I'm pretty. What are you?
Stoic.
Stoic. Hey, I got a good story about that.
Tell
One
me.
time I was dating this girl, and I couldn't stand her, and I was about to break up with her.
I was dating this girl. And I couldn't
And
stand
I
her.
couldn't stand her.
It-
And so I broke up.
I was at her in-law, or I was at her family's house, and her
I bet
aunt goes,
you
"Look
were-
how serious Chris is," and she goes, "That's because he's part Indian. He's stoic." But in my head, I was like, "No, it's because I hate you guys and I want out of here." But it was really funny. I have nothing to laugh about.
Can I tell my?
We have.
But they like
I
thought
have
it was
quickie.
such a
Then you
compliment.
get the rest of the show. We have a husky, and it's a big husky that really looks more like a wolf than a husky. You're kind of scared of him, aren't you?
Who?
The dog, the husky.
Oh yeah. I mean, dogs.
So, someone was driving by and they stopped and they were driving by real slow and they said to my neighbor, "That looks like a wolf." And my neighbor says, "Oh, it is." And they said, "Well, it's illegal to have wolves in the city." And she says, "No, the people that live there are Native American. They can."
Oh my
I
God.
roared with laughter. They did it to be funny.
Oh.
And I roared with laughter until I realized that probably 2 days later, the Humane Society was going to show up to try and take my wolf.
And that person actually believed what they said too.
Oh, yeah. You know what? My sister said lay off the Republicans. Grow up. You know what I have found?
Custer was a
that the older I get, the more likely I am
And that
to,
t-shirt
the more
says that.
likely I am to retort with that. I smoked those native prides from the Winnebago reservation.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm standing out smoking them, holding onto my pack, and this kid walks by and he goes, "What are those cigarettes?" I said, "They're native pride." He said, "Are they ones only Indians can smoke?" I looked him right in the
Only
face.
Indians.
I looked him right in the face and said, "Yes, they are." And
You
he
know-
walked on. And afterwards, I felt horrible. Why didn't I say, "Really, kid, no"? But sometimes you just get tired of people saying stupid things to you, and you just got to give it back. Yeah, only Indians can smoke these.
We were talking. I don't like talking politics when you do this because it gets crazy. But I kind of feel like I'm on The View, and I'm like that one white woman.
You are. You
Elizabeth
Hasselbeck.
The only sane voice on the panel.
Oh yeah.
You know she's on Fox News.
Didn't she say something about Indians
Of course
too?
she's on Fox.
Oh my God. You know, I love Whoopi, so I would watch that show,
Listen
but
to you
I
guys
would be
hate.
so mad at her because she was ignorant. The thing is, I'll listen to what you
real.
say, but she wouldn't even listen to anything anybody else had to say. She was just pure ignorance. P-U-R-E, pure.
You know, Shannon County, 98% of the voters were for Obama. You know where
Thurston
Shannon County
County.
is?
What's that? Oh,
Pine Ridge.
Oh, yeah.
Thurston County is the only other county besides Douglas that went pure Obama.
Yeah.
Your own people turned on you, Edsy. If he's Chrissy, you're Edsy.
No.
Little
Hey,
Eddie.
Shelley, can I tell you what I was gonna mention?
Yeah.
What were you gonna mention?
I was
We're
gonna
all leaving.
I know. Cassie's got it. Kenny's
Kenny
walking
just walked out
out.
the door like,
He's
wow,
unplugging the
Somebody in there
equipment.
after us, so we could go
I gotta
on.
pick up my
Nobody?
grandson.
Well, council for human to stop, but nobody goes to that.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Isn't that your group?
That's Powers here. But I'm part of it, I guess.
All right. Well, I was gonna.
I guess.
Well, they canceled meetings for this
Oh,
I guess I can't say anything.
You can go.
Go.
Say it.
Cassie, would you sit down until Ed's done talking and behave yourself? Please go.
I gotta pick up my grandson. Go
No,
on.
you can go pick up your
No,
grandson.
go.
He'll pout if you go.
Yeah, I'm in my pouting mood.
We're agog with excitement.
No.
Share, Ed.
No, I was gonna. Our buddies, the Thompsons.
Yeah.
Share.
Go ahead, share.
See, they're brothers. The two younger
They are
brothers.
beautiful
Yes.
brothers.
They have two younger brothers, Lyle
Oh, Kizzy,
and
you'd pass
Lyle
out.
and Miles.
Cold pass out if you
Are they
saw.
No, and they got a younger cousin. They're all on the University of Albany lacrosse team, and they got featured on some lacrosse magazine. They called it
Oh, I saw that online.
the greatest Danes, because they play for Albany. They're the Great Danes,
Danes.
and they got a picture of the two brothers and cousins, and they're like tearing it up in the NCAA, leading scorers, that kind of. You remember they were telling us about how good their younger brothers were,
Yeah.
and they're like,
Still have them coming in the spring?
we're hoping. Well, we're scheduled to bring the two twins that are subject of the medicine game, Jeremy and Hannah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's, wow.
Wow, what?
They were amazingly
They were.
good-looking young men.
They were.
Wow.
I just thought.
I looked over at my daughter.
10 years younger.
I looked over and my daughter was flipping her hair. I'd love to come to dinner with you and Ed, Mom.
You know they're both.
When has she
you
ever
know,
wanted to
you
come
know
out
they're
to
both
eat?
married and have kids.
It doesn't matter when they're that good looking. You still got to flip your hair.
All right, but
Right.
Who's Ryan Dentclaw? Dennett-Claw.
he's a. You know what? You're gonna have to say something.
Rajan.
Because
Rajan?
he's from. I don't know. He's from someplace in I think New Mexico.
He studied at Brigham Young University.
I know he's a bro,
He's
an alumni.
okay.
But
Well,
we
he's-
were.
your international friend is listening.
Is he?
Is he this guy? Oops,
David-
wait a minute, I
David
lost
Byland?
him. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he?
Looking at stuff on
Is he
Facebook is great
listening?
radio, huh, Kenny?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, I answer things.
No, but
Let's all look at this picture.
no, but
I'll check that out.
the two younger brothers and the cousin are just tearing it up
Wow.
at the University of Albany, and we're bringing them in at least once.
At least.
So I think the brothers.
You know what?
Jeremy
That
and
younger
Hannah-
one, Hannah, needs to finish his education.
Didn't I suggest he online UNO and he was like
UNO.
Yeah, why don't you just come down here and play hockey? It's just like lacrosse with skates.
I don't know,
Bye, Cassie.
Hi, Kathy.
See ya.
but it was great to see the two younger brothers and their cousin get some national press, and it was in Indian Country
They
Today.
said that their younger brothers were even better than
Yeah.
they were.
And they showed them a little bit in the medicine game. It was out there snowing, 10 feet of snow, and those two younger brothers out there at their stick playing each other so those guys are dedicated. But that's good. I think I said this at the festival.
I know, but
said-
this is problematic for me. I know what you're going to say, and it's very problematic for me.
What am I going to say?
You're going to say it's because they had a mom and dad who cared about them and their dad was there. And I always say
that's
that.
problematic.
It's problematic because it would be wonderful, but it's not the reality for 90% of us. So in a way, you're kind of saying that they wouldn't have turned out like that had they only, your mom and dad and you two are really, I'm trying to think of my generation who's still married to the original
Is
one.
that problematic that I want to celebrate, the
No,
fact
that's
that-
I
good.
understand that you want to celebrate it and stuff, but to my ears, it sounds a little bit like they wouldn't have been there if they had if their mom and dad wouldn't have been there.
I'm not saying that.
But you need to kind of preface it with that, because a lot of us single mothers are really touchy when people say stuff like that. It's because their dad was there and teaching them and helping. It would be great, but a lot
No,
of
I'm not
kids
saying
don't get that.
hypothetical.
because their dad was there. I'm just saying because, even, for example, I'll give you an example. I don't know if I should mention names, but there's a young woman here that's got 3 boys.
Yeah.
2 of them twins. Youngest, I've been coaching them for basketball.
An amazing woman.
Yeah, great boy. They're respectful. They come out and play. They're just really good boys and pleasant to be around.
So what
And
is that?
And it's a reflection of good parenting.
Yes, but it doesn't have to
I'm
be
not
a
saying
mom and
I'm
a
not-
did.
Did I say it was exclusive? Did anybody
No,
say
but
it
you
was
kind of,
exclusive?
Yeah,
when you
but-
say that, you kind of intimate it.
No, because like if one dad's good, then like some of my friends have had a lot of dads growing up. So
Yeah.
isn't that better?
Well, but
Just
what I'm
joking.
saying is that just because they had a dad isn't why they were fabulous lacrosse players. My kids had lots of dads, so shut the hell up.
Lots of father figures.
A lot of uncles.
You know what?
A lot of cousins.
I would say something, but I'm not going to. No. But I'll preface that by saying
do.
that it's not exclusive to the fact that they
Exactly.
had a mom and a dad. What is impressive to me was that both of them were involved and instrumental. And if it's just one that has that and has to actually have to work twice hard, but still, it shows a level of parenting in general. Because you can have, obviously, I've given an example of these 3 boys that you can tell that there's some good parenting going on. And you can tell that there was some good parenting by both of them going for this to happen. That's my point. So
Well,
is
and even
that?
I understand,
okay?
and I appreciate that, because even in a 2-parent family, I loved my dad more than anything in the world, but he didn't raise me. He didn't have nothing to do with raising me. He was a football coach. He was always gone. Now, granted, the paycheck came in that raised us all, but my mom raised me. So you know what I mean? Even sometimes in a 2-parent family, you're not getting that kind of input from both parents.
Right.
My family was very heavily mother run. My mom ran it.
I bet Larry Holmes
Do you see what I'm saying, or am I not
was.
making any
He
sense?
was.
My
Well,
dad
no,
raised me.
yeah.
My
It's
dad
just
raised me.
either way. I mean, it's just however parents bring you up. I mean, you can be a good single parent. You can be a good teen parent. You
Yeah.
Can be there's good
As
parenting
long
no
as
matter
everybody
what.
plays their part. Because I
Yeah.
grew up the same way. My dad raised me.
Yeah.
My mom worked all the time.
Yeah,
So my dad took me places. My dad did my hair. My dad took me to
So
the
what
doctor.
I'm saying
So-
is that you
exactly.
can be.
So
Mom
it's just
checks
a
me.
parent.
Right.
And I would say yes, a 2-parent family is amazing. And God, if you are lucky enough to have that in your life, it's amazing.
happen.
None of my friends are in a loving, except for you and Monica. That's what I told you today at lunch. I said that's part of the reason I admire you so much. When Monica comes in a room, your eyes light up. It's your girlfriends there. You smile at each other. You share.
That's your boo.
It is,
That's
and
your
it's
boo.
So does
I know
Kenny's
to
because she's
see.
bringing sandwiches. He's like,
I know some people.
Kenny's hungry.
I know some people that were raised by Cindy's dog that only she can own. I know people that are raised by wolves that are good. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It's just all the person.
Well, I have twins, and they were raised the exact same way by the exact same mother, and one went the drug and jail route, and the other one has never been in trouble a day in his
She
life.
just ratted out.
So I think he'll be the first one to tell you, but he says that's why he's a great dad today, and he says if he wouldn't have lived through all that bad stuff, he wouldn't have come out strong. The other one didn't need to learn those lessons.
Right.
So I think some people are just born needing to learn lessons. Like even though that boy, young man, which is the oldest one's name? Jeremy. Even though he had a great mother and father, he's real open saying that he got involved with drugs and alcohol. And it brought him down. That's with great parents.
But that's also what brought him back too,
Well, yeah.
was his knowledge of his family and his.
And as long as there's that one arm coming in to grab you and pull you out, that's what you
And
need.
sometimes it doesn't have to be a biological parent
No.
arm.
No.
It can be an auntie or an uncle. Or
You're raised by a community.
Right.
Somebody who
It
loves
takes
you.
a village.
Everybody just, my grandma
takes a
used to
village.
say, there's no such thing as a bad kid. Some of them you have to look harder and give a little more love.
Oh, I know some bad kids.
I was
I
gonna-
don't, I don't
I was gonna say,
That's the humanistic approach. That's
never
not
met.
the humanistic approach.
I'm more of an Aristotelian than a Lockean. Locke believed that our basic nature is bad, so we need to be protected from each other.
I thought that was
Aristotle-
Freud.
I don't know much about Freud. I wasn't a psychological
No.
girl.
Yeah, Freud was,
I
No.
thought that's
What
what,
was
aren't you
Freud?
into
Yeah,
Freud?
yeah.
Freud was all about
Freud's-
size.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
school me.
Freud's weird. Freud thinks you lust over your mother.
Did you ever
and
watch that movie about Freud?
Freud's stuff opened up people to start thinking more about
He was
psychology.
did you know
but
he was
most of his stuff
addicted
has
to
been
coke?
proven wrong.
Most of them.
Freud was addicted to coke.
All right. Well, we have anything else, or we about done?
I think that's it. Oh no,
done.
this is your show.
You what?
I said, I think we're done, but I'm just a guest. It's your show.
Kenny said, "Yeah, we're done." No, he's on the last sandwich over there.
Last time.
Yeah, we're good.
So I think Kenny, once he gets done with that, I think
We
we're-
will
we're
see
good.
you all next Thursday sharp.
No,
Kizzy's
we
gonna
would-
figure out how to market us.
For those
Yes.
of you that are listening, share with your friends. Five people. Next week, let's see if we can have 10.
You know what? If we just are here every Thursday at 3 and people can come to know that, they'll listen.
If you
We're
double
too
your
in and out.
viewership every week, it's like that save a dollar a day. You see that thing? Like, oh, you're gonna have $30,000 by the end of the month.
It's my sister.
I like your sister.
I don't.
Yeah. Your sister's pretty smart.
I would just
isn't
like
she?
to tell my sister, shut the hell up, or come do the radio show.
No, so if we can double, you know, it would be nice too if we had listeners outside of Cindy Nice family.
Yeah.
Sarah's
Yeah, listen
listening.
to Chris. Yeah. Why don't you get your family
He
listening,
always
man?
listens.
Cindy's
Chrissy
sisters.
always
I listen. I always bop in. Cindy's sister sounds like her ex-husband's. Let me talk.
She sounds like a mighty fine and intelligent woman.
She's the one who thought I was arrested.
Like I said, she sounds like a mighty fine and intelligent woman.
The best predictor of future behavior is past behavior.
Okay, shut up.
Man. Did he just go psychologist on you?
He really did.
Man.
Ooh, do I have to start worrying or
That's what
psychoanalyzing?
happened
No,
when you invite Chris
I
Channel.
guess, yeah.
He's going to do a psychological study on you, and I, for one, am going to be very excited to see
No,
the
that's a
results of
doctoral
that.
thesis right there. If he's gonna do that, he better bring his lunch.
I might end up at Utah State too, so I might be in your home state. I have to join a.
Here's what I want to
Club.
be. I want to be in the house when you tell Charmaine you're moving to Utah.
Well, she thinks it's Arizona right now. So. No, it could be Arizona too. Could be
I'll come
Lincoln.
with you. We're in Arizona, Tucson.
Tucson or Tempe.
You go to Tucson, I'll come.
Okay. I told her we might have to move to Pine Ridge after that, and she said
No.
she loves babies and dogs, so she'll go because there's plenty of them running around.
No, but no, there's a difference between regular dogs and mangy dogs.
Oh, the rest
You know
dogs.
what? Every time I go to
Res
Winnebago,
dogs.
I want to bring home every time there's a dog. And every time I just want to put it in my back seat. And when it's this cold and you see little puppies eating garbage out by the school, take
Man, you
them
sound
away.
like one of them commercials on late night TV.
I am, man. I am
Just
a
for
soft
just
touch.
17 cents a day.
I know.
That
I'm a
No, you
soft
should do
touch.
that for res dogs. For
Oh.
only
Do you know
$22
up
a
in
day.
Winnebago they have a dog rescue?
We could do that
She does. There's a dog rescue in Winnebago, and
for
she
like
does go
22
around.
bucks a day.
But here's the problem: they're
They-
pit bulls, so no one will take them.
they
So
do that.
she's just got her
They
a
do that
full
in
rescue.
Rosebud too, but they put
Watch
it in
it.
pots.
Watch it.
You know what? I was gonna say something like that. I was thinking
They call
that,
that one humpy.
but you went that, man. You went there.
That was so
Chris went there.
horrible.
my family has a res dog up in Pine Ridge, one of my cousins, and they had a team of ministers that were veterinarians come up, because you know they always have people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to save the dogs.
So they brought these veterinarians were all ministers, and they came up there and they were giving shots to the dogs and everything. And my cousin Buzz took his dog down there, and the guy said, "Do you have any other dogs?" "Well, we got a res dog up at the house, but you can't get him in a car." The guy said, "Oh, I'll go up there and get him." So he went up there, and my grandpa Buck opens the door, and he goes to get the res dog, but he's scared of my grandpa Buck, so he's just running from him. And my grandpa's yelling, calling him every name in the book. Finally gets him down. They finally get the dog down. They get him his shots, and then the guy hands him his card and goes, "If you ever need to talk," and he looks and sees it's a minister. He calls him like, "Why didn't you say he's a minister? I thought he was just a veterinarian."
My grandma and pop had a res dog, and they were going to clean it up one day. So my mom gets a tranquilizer, which I don't even know why she had them, but my mom was not adverse to a Valium every once in a while. So they drug the dog, and he crawls under the pickup that is, of course, on blocks. So nobody could get him. And to the day he died, he was never cleaned up. When my grandma died, he just went away. He went up in the hills and never came back.
Well, that's our dog. One of my mom's dogs did. My mom gave my dad dog seizure medicine one time.
Well, we've dragged it on for another 5 minutes.
Okay.
All
Woo!
right.
Thank you. We will
Alright.
be back right as rain. Well,
Peace.
I'll be right as rain.
Okay. Kizzy, if we don't have 10 listeners next week, I'm gonna have to.
We'll work on it. We'll get us some listeners.
Okay. Well, we'll see you.
Advertising.
Tell your friend, and maybe we'll be back next week.
We'll be
Because
back.
our corporate
We'll
sponsorship
be back.
is way down.
Nike sponsoring me. I don't know where you're going.
You know, it's Super Bowl week next week.
Omaha.
Oh, I have a story about that, but I'll tell that next week.
All right. Thank you. We'll
See ya.
see you next
Bye.
week.